that national standard comes from. So really, more agencies should be kind of going towards that standard versus not. And at least we do have a state standard as well, so you can get state accredited if you choose to be. But how that national standard, that national accredited standard, is actually the way to go. It's a top tier notch in law enforcement operations.
I'm asking a question. This has spread enough. This might be just a regular question.
Yeah.
So you have a police agency that's not accredited?
Yes, unfortunately. Wow, that is scary. In 2024. I mean, I know we're not in 2024 yet, but
that is scary.
We're in the last month, and I'm glad you asked that question because that now pivots me to the next point.
Okay.
The next point is that's one reason why I'm running for sheriff as well. The sheriff's office has never been even stated, so therefore they're not even nationally in all of these years. No.
A school teacher has had the proper accreditation.
Yes.
Even tell me police, not police officer, but
the agency itself.
The agency itself does not have to at least be state credited.
So, and I give you a good comparison. Right here in this county, right here in this county, sometimes I believe in the test of systems to show you compare contracts. If you look to the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety, and then operations on the sheriff's office in Orangeburg County, they are not in operations. So working for nationally accredited agencies have pretty much shaped me in my leadership and honed my leadership style and things like that. So again, North Charleston has been that agency outside the Orangeburg Department of Public Safety that has actually molded and shaped me even more because in order to grow as a leader, you have to go out and get exposure. That's why we go to conferences. That's why we actually sit under different administrations to kind of learn what really works. Like North Charleston, it's funny that you said policing between North Charleston and Orangeburg is day and night. But during my interview panel, they said you police in Orangeburg. North Charleston, you won't have an issue in North Charleston.
All right, no, I don't talk. All right, now.
But all jokes aside, I signed in North Charleston my first year, and guess what? I was in the chase. The very first time I signed on the radio.
Good Lord, the first year.
I found out how to drive the better, and I even found out how to run even faster. But it wound up from the vehicle to foot.
Yes, sir. The first day. Oh, wow, okay, that's crazy.
It was a workout.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm still in. I guess I'm still in awe, and I'm still confused about how. So much good. So I guess we can. I don't want to fast forward that fast. So we all know you're running for Orangeburg County Sheriff. So if you were sheriff, I'm asking you a question. If you were sheriff, so I'm not gonna. I think a lot of people watching this, what we just said is now about accreditation. That's gonna blow their mind.
Yes.
That's gonna blow their mind. So if you were to be sheriff tomorrow, no, that's probably real. When you become sheriff in election time, what would you do to kind of drive us into that? That's called at least a state accreditation, because that's crazy to me.
You're in my head at this point. So that's all I know. And it works. And not only does it work, it runs like a well-oiled machine because there's a standard set for operating. It's just like a plane. We're human. Do we lose our way on the journey sometimes? Yes. But if you have a roadmap to go back to, you can easily find your point of contact.
Correct.
Pretty much get back focused to the point.
Correct.
So for minimum standard starting out, I would definitely apply and actually proceed with state accreditation for starters. Absolutely. Because without proper policies and procedures, you have nothing. And that's not just law enforcement, that's all of it. Law enforcement definitely needs those heavy policies and procedures because again, you deal with personnel, you deal with people, so things like promotions and everything else like such. And I must get it here. Had certain policies and procedures and accreditations been in place, certain promotions would not occur at said agencies. Had that accreditation been in place because accreditation allows your policy procedures again to be figured out on the national standard or even state standard, which governs how one is promoted
Mhm.
through the ranks.
Oh,
From officer to our first class to corporal to sergeant, lieutenant, captain, hospital commander, assistant chief, deputy chief, all of those positions all the way up to the rank. The only thing that it does not cover is actually the top position because again, that is the head position. Yeah. So it's pretty much it provides you with God.
And it's almost like a fear, like if you do this, and get this, not versus like, you know what, I don't like that. I'm gonna keep passing you over.
Wow. So, or I like you, but you have no experience. But I'm gonna still put you in place.
So has there ever been like a, like an attempt to become accredited, and they just have not, for every reason, failed, or they like it the way it is? Well, we assume would be, I don't know.
Well, understood. But I know, I don't expect you to know, but I do know that there has not been an attempt ever to become at least state accredited agency. And the reason accreditation is important, I'm going to lean into the budgetary matters. You have other access to different aspects when it comes to the budgetary matters and things like such that allow even grant funding to come in. Currently, the sheriff's office is currently funding somewhere around the mark of $9.5 million a year. But it had to be an accredited agency. A lot of the grant funding actually eat a lot of that along the way to allow you to place folks in positions like Orangeburg County is a large county.
It's a huge county.
1,192 square miles. I mean, from Sawyerdale, I met a couple just other day in Neeson's. They have a little nice shop there in Neeson's, but they live in Sawyerdale community, which is the most western tip in Orangeburg County.
I know this.
Yes, sir. You get up, you run up highway number 4, you make it right up there by Piggly on the 320.
Okay.
Down from the Neeson's Town Hall, you make a left on stop on the 389, from 389 all the way out. There's a traffic circle. Now, used to be a crossover that happened south on number 3 and 389 meets. There's a traffic circle there. Come out the traffic circle, you bump right into Sawyerdale.
Yeah, you know you're now.
Yes,
I know you're now.
So wow. And matter of fact, you come out the traffic circle, look to the left, you see Sawyerdale Volunteer Fire Department right there.
Sure it is.
And probably maybe about a mile down the road, we're gonna go into the Asian County.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. So those people. Wow. So let me get it right. You see, that's why I like somebody. See, when I speak, I ask the questions that the average person want to ask. Yes. And so I'm hearing this stuff like when I say I'm shocked, I'm real awe, I guess I say. So if we had the proper stated, we was state accredited, we can get grants to eat up some of those, to get some of that debt, so we might can hire more deputies to cover area. I'm thinking.
Absolutely. As of October of this year, 2023, they had 19 vacancies. This is information I was provided via Freedom of Information Act request from the Orangeburg County Human Resources Department. That's troubling considering the fact that they're only slotted or allocated for 97 deputies. And what I'm more so, all shocked about is the fact that the agency has always been allocated for that number of deputies under this administration. So what it shows is, being a businessman that I am, it has shown that this agency has not grown, over the last 2 years. It has remained the same. It has got progressively worse each and every single year.
And so, again, but like I said, the average person, we don't. I said, well, we should care, but we don't know the stats. So, why do you think that by the current administration, there hasn't been a push to change? But I see they push the bus people in Orangeburg. Why do you think there hasn't been a push to? Just a push for more deputies or growth? Just growth. So when you grow, I think you can make a big impact.
Yes. Again, it goes back to having a plan. I have yet to see a plan presented from this administration. In my time since this administration has been defeated since the passing of the late Sheriff Larry Williams. And again, in law enforcement body, we're all brothers and sisters. They're eager, men and women, at the Orangeburg County Sheriff's Office. But I also want to, reassure them that, sometimes they say, well, if there's a campaign, there's a big chance that I may not be part of this administration if the administration changes. But I do want to set aside this time to let them know that I do understand that, they are eager individuals willing to learn the right way of doing. and present deputies have the same concern, where some will speak up, but others don't speak up because of fear of ramification. So when it comes down to just the aspect of wanting to get more deputies, you have to first present a plan before the Orangeburg County Council. If they buy into it, you shall be successful. But here's the problem. If you already have 19 slots that are empty, what are you going to say as a business person or a county council member? I need you to fill those spots first, and then you come back and present your plan for additional deputies. But again, going back to 1,192 square miles. You have I-95, 926 that runs through this.
Correct.
You have major thoroughfares. You have US 361, Highway 176, 78 that runs from Marvinsportsandlife, Dorchester, that go 95 on the backside. There is so much federal money that can be forwarded to this county by way of grant funding alone. I mean, it's like a lot. Just from highway safety, from the federal side as well as the state side.
That's the money.
That's the money. And we have no presence, no representation on either one of those states. And the reason I say that, and I pivot to this point, again, you got to give something compared to. Just last week alone, the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office ran a operation called Operation Rolling Thunder. I believe they pulled about 22 kilos of drugs on the interstate, and $500,000 in cash.
Let me tell you what I thought. You can dispute this because sometimes I call it hood facts. I'm gonna use the word hood facts because there's facts. There other people call it other word. I'm gonna say hood facts. But I thought we said I don't see them much. So I guess we just so underfunded. I thought it was against the law for Orangeburg County to be on this state.
No, sir.
I thought they couldn't put people over in this state because I've never seen, and I say never, I've rarely ever seen an Orangeburg County deputy on the state. Anyone.
And you're absolutely correct. And what's scary in Orangeburg County? At best, even during my days of working in law enforcement in Orangeburg County, at best, they had 6 to 7 deputies maximum on a shift in the entire county. If you look, if it was a 6 deputy shift, you had 4 working in Greater Orangeburg and 2 working east in Orangeburg County. That's Holly Hill, Utah, Bill Vance, Ellery, Providence, Community, Warrior, which is outside of Holly Hill. And anything in between, kind of back to the woods down 210 back towards Bowman.
That's a lot.
Yes. And here's the catch. Now, mind you, I haven't worked on Orangeburg over a year. They're still running the same concept in 2020. And like I said, I keep referencing 2024 because we're here. We're here at 24. Although we're closing out 23, we're here at 24. Yes, sir.
And then you're in the same concept in the room. And then what would you say? What is that, over 10 years? 10, 12 years? 10 years?
Yes, sir. Easy. Yes.
That's right. There's no problem.
Yeah, no. It's scary. I mean, right now, the citizens are facing response times around 45 minutes. That's average. But deputy sheriff in the county. And then, after you've been waiting for 45 minutes, sometimes you bump into, and this is not all deputies because I've dealt with, a little bit of each. You got some folks out there who's just sweet as all get out, and then you get some ones that and I really dislike that part for the citizens because I mean I had a situation where I got out with a deputy and I felt like you always show great restraint in all things that you do in life. So, but even I felt like, hey, I got bail money. We can dance tonight. If you want to dance, let's dance. That's just how bad the attitude was. So unprofessional, unbecoming. It was bad. But again, if I experienced that from a deputy sheriff myself, giving my current
person, did he know who you was?
No. I try to give him a nod, kind of, to kind of say, hey, do you have any idea? Did have to, that still had no bearing on the situation. So I didn't really push the point.
Because you're right. It shouldn't be. Even if you be just Joe Blow,
absolutely,
you should get the same treatment.
God humbled me in that moment. He checked me in that moment because I was like, hey, I'm such. I still explained to him who I was, but it was more so like, oh, good for you. So it's still snarky and comments. Yeah. But it's not here nor there. But again, and this is my experience. What is the rest of society, getting from these deputies?
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, so if you come in, you come in in the election, which is when is the election?
June 11th is going to be the time.
June 11th.
2024. Save the date. June 11th.
June 11th.
Put in your calendars right now.
June 11th.
Yes, sir.
So June 11th. June 11th. We're going to get everybody turn up. We're watching this live turn up. We'll vote. I'm pretty sure you just seen the beginning of the campaign. But my thing is, so like, what I'm getting from like the state accreditation, that requires like, that's a, I don't know, I'm gonna say management training. I don't know, like you said, what's the word? Verbal jiu-jitsu. I don't know, you can say
That's most of us standing at the police academy teaching here. Because I'm telling you, as a level 4.
But I think that's good because you can teach people like even sometimes I work in manufacturing, and it was like it's a little bit more than manufacturing, and they will say, leave your problems at home, because you bring your problems here, it cause somebody else to get hurt, it cause somebody else to, and you can't take the problems out of somebody else. So you go to the thing. So I do got this question, and I'm going to ask about this, but I said it was on the Facebook Live. The issue you talk about, that issue that was on the side of the road, that's the issue, side of the road. And so I've never seen somebody trying to help, and this situation had nothing to do with you. You helped him. And I'm treated like they treat you like somebody see you on like one of them videos, or somebody do something crazy, you try to record them. You trying to explain what happened. Now, so when something like that happens, I don't know the proper chain of events. When that happens, do you go make a report and just an officer? When that happens, it's just like, oh well, he just got away with just doing anything. And I think I think one thing about the South that we'll give credit for, we have a lot of, I call them local police officers, which is great for us. Like, we usually deal with people we know. Sometimes we know people we don't know.
Yes.
But like, so the people who like do have issues, like me become sheriff, and there is a officer who's getting a little bit beside himself because Orangeburg County Sheriff's Department, no offense against y'all, and all listen to y'all, but in the past few years, the news have been through kind of y'all. We had 2 or 3 very big, I want to say they might have been national scandals. I don't want to say national, I'll say statewide. But like, so what would be the process? How would somebody go about saying like, okay, Officer X, I think it was a little too aggressive.
Understood. So let's go back to that national or state accreditation.
Okay.
Let's go back. Under that process, you would have policy procedures that address things, protocols to how a officer's complaint is addressed or even reported. So in most agencies, they have you report that to the Office of Professional Standards, or as TV would have it, internal affairs.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's not the real name for it, 'cause that's what I call it on TV too.
It's still Office of Internal Affairs, but it's more so professional terminology.
Okay.
Office of Professional Standards. And so what happens is you will pretty much go to that agency, report to whoever's at the desk, whether it be a secretary or whomever, saying, hey, I have a complaint, I'm just filing against an officer. At that time, the protocol should automatically start. So even if that officer